So the card says to me that we are here to support each other. And I think that's all it says to me. It says support, and it shows younger and older, or it just shows two people in support of each other. And I think that's the message we need to get across, that we're all here together in this one life, and we support each other and get each other through. So making that connection, I think, is really great.
Like, to me, our community has a very proud tradition of taking care of each other, particularly in tough times. And I think the card just perpetuates that. And particularly as so many of us age, we have wisdom to share with the younger ones. And the younger ones can help us too with various, things like, particularly like technology and that sort of thing. So we'll always be there to help each other. It's a balance, we can help, they can help us, we can help them. And community will always be there. And we're strong.
It means people enjoying each other's company. I think it shows a loving caring for each other. People being themselves. I think supporting each other, being together, enjoying pleasant times together. And, we've had difficult times, particularly with COVID. And I just see people relaxing, enjoying life, being together, loving each other.
For me, the card represents having each other's back. We are really good at looking after each other when there's a crisis, but it would be, we should celebrate more the fact that we're there when there's not a crisis, and that we're just there for each other. And that's what I see the card representing, not just there in times of need, but just there.
When I do an act of kindness, it gives me a warm feeling. It gives me a feeling of purpose, and it gives me a feeling of helping someone from the perspective of giving the card to someone and what they get out of it. I get, like today, when I took my people for a drive from the aged care facility, one lady she'd never come out before, and she was just over the moon. And so many thank yous and so many little hugs from her to say thank you for taking me out of this place. And to me, that is what my life is all about, is to give back to the community I live in, but also to help people who are at a different way of life. They get into these places and they don't know what their future is. They don't know how they'll be treated. And just a little drive for an hour this morning, this lady just made her absolute day. No one had been to see her family since they put her in there. And someone taking her out for a drive and a cup of coffee was just like heavens all opened and gave her everything she'd ever needed. And I think the community does pick up on these sort of things, and, people will see them and go, well, hang on a minute, I've not done an act of kindness. Why don't I go out and do something now? Because the feeling you get when you do an act of kindness is mind-boggling. It just really, really, really warms you through and through, and you just feel good for the rest of the day that you've done something for somebody else.
Yes, I think like the sharing is really important because, as they say, a problem shared is a problem halved. And I think just even sometimes putting into words what you're going through, if you've got, problems going on or whatever, and just vocalizing it to somebody, getting it off your chest, perhaps is really powerful as well, a step to healing from things. And I love the idea of the cards because it's something tangible, something you can hold in your hands, and you can refer back to even when the moment's passed of the giving of the card, and sharing those feelings. Like, say you could, I don't know, put it on your desk or on your fridge, and it's always there, a reminder of somebody's act of kindness, of reminding you, I care, you have community around you. Together we're stronger.
I think that acts of kindness, reminded via the cards, is an important way of trying to highlight for individuals the lovely feeling that they can experience, that I experience, when I am able to do something for someone else. I've needed help at times in the past, and I've really appreciated that. And now it's, if I'm in a position to be able to give back and to provide hope, to provide something, I like giving food. So if I can do that for someone else, I just love doing that. I do it cooking with my heart, and therefore it carries my best wishes, I guess, in terms of that little bit that I've been able to do, which hopefully brings some joy to others. I think for those that are receiving the message, I think it reminds them that they're not alone. Someone's thinking about them, someone's wanting to connect with them, and share what they're able to do, which could come from a range of different activities. And potentially others might see what's going on and think, oh, I could do something like that. I'd love to bring joy to someone else. I would love to experience the feeling that others seem to be getting when they give to someone else. So I think acts of kindness in themselves are fantastic. And I think having the cards and making it a visible thing that some are doing for others might encourage others to join in and to get involved.
Being part of the queer community, or part of any community, but I think particularly identifying in any way under the umbrella of being queer, can be really lonely, whether you're coming out or whether you've been out for 30 years and you have a breakup, or you have an illness, or you're just getting older and grappling with what it means to age, and all of the things in between that. So for me, I want to let people know that there's care in the community. People care that people are hurting, or they're lonely, or they're scared, and we care. Hopefully for someone reading that, they can feel less disconnected. And for our community, I think it will build on the already strong foundations that we've got to really strengthen all of those connections, and be there for us in times of joy and in times of hardship.
I haven't gone out all that much in the last few years, and I haven't been to any gay clubs or any gay places, really, even though I live in Dalesford. Most of my contact with people is of heterosexual people and gay people. So I live in that sort of really in-between place. But I find there is ageism. I hear of ageism. Like I said at our other meeting, Catherine, I don't actually see it, but if I do, I will call it out. But fortunately, I haven't seen it. And as for working across all the generations, I just find that absolutely fascinating and beautiful. I love the fact that I'm working with people of all ages, with different views on life, with different things that have happened to them through lives, and just working with people over different generations is beautiful.
Ageism seems to be more prevalent among gay males, from what I hear. It seems to be a bit of an issue. I haven't experienced it myself, and I go out a bit. Sometimes I do feel like, you know, if I have to, particularly like with Circuit does the fundraiser for my organisation, Positive Attitude, every year, and Chris, the owner, he always wants me to be there and gets me up on stage. And sometimes I think, you know, the young ones will see me there and they're proud and think, what's that old lady doing here, you know? But then once they find out what I'm there for, they're really interested. And I just have so many of them coming up to me and just saying what a wonderful thing it is that we do and about the history, because so many of them weren't even born during the height of the HIV crisis. So there's a lot that we can teach young people about our history and the way it was before things became a lot easier, I think, as they are today in that way, with things being legalised as well. So I think with that perspective, it's great working with intergenerational teams, absolutely. Once again, there's so much we can learn from and teach each other. It's a really great experience. Yeah. And I love that there's so many things that were issues when we were younger and coming out that just aren't there for the young ones today, which is just really wonderful. It's really lovely.
I think ageism is a problem in our society, and it's also a problem within the queer community. I think some of it's internalized. I think sometimes we're expecting to strike issues, and therefore it's a bit of a internalized phobia that we create around ageism as well. So I think we can counter it to a certain degree by being positive and constructive, and connecting with other generations. I think if we only connect with our own generation, we're in a bit of a bubble there. So I think having intergenerational contact is very important for our well-being. And it's important that we can impart to the younger generation some of the history that our community has had, and help them as they mount their campaigns about what further changes need to be made, reflecting the issues that they're being faced today. And I think if we're better informed about some of the impacts that younger ones are experiencing today, then we can find different ways to provide some support for them, as we try and continue the long journey that we're all on for having true equity and true equality. So yes, ageism does exist, and we need to take steps to try and minimise that within our communities. And multi-generational contact is just such an important part of all of our well-beings, young and old, old and young.
Yeah, I do think that there is ageism in our community. I don't think we can escape that. I think sometimes it's overt and sometimes it's really subtle. One of my pet hates is when there's a gathering of the queer community at a conference or something, and then in a attempt to recognise elders in the queer community, there's some sort of statement like we stand on the shoulders of our elders, and I think, oh, hang on a minute. It feels to me like there's a sort of undercurrent of, well, that's done and thanks and that's all. And so I think you know, there needs to be a little bit more consciousness around things like that, and not just you know, a sound bite or something that makes people feel better when they're talking in a group. And I think that there are issues that older people face, and older people in a queer community, that really aren't being addressed. So, like the threat of homelessness for, older people, older queer people, older lesbians. I think that there's some really terrible stats about older women and the risk of homelessness. So I think that needs to be addressed. It's happening in our community, So I think it is. I think we can do better with little things and big things. Working in this project across generations was wonderful, because everyone was open. And I think that's the key thing. I think we all need to let watch our barriers that we've got to listening to someone that's younger and listening to someone that's older, and how we speak. Listening to the younger person that we had in our group was like bubbles. It was not in a flippant way. It was effervescent. It was fresh. It was funny. It was so wonderful, and I think it really enriched what we were doing.
Hi, my name's Max, and I am 74 years old. I'm a very proud member of the queer community and have been since I was 15. Very, very thrilled to be part of the Gen K project and very happy to be a member of it. It is something that I have thought about, and Catherine was the one who gave it to me and let me run with it a little bit. And I'm just really to be part of this group, and also to try and send a message out to people that there is hope, there is love in our community, and there is always someone there to talk to if you need to.
My name's Melissa. I'm 58 years old, and I'm a proud member of the Melbourne queer community. And I guess that makes me an elder now that I'm heading towards 60, perhaps, I don't know. But yeah, I'm really excited and happy to have participated in the Gen K program. It was really great, and it's a wonderful message to be spreading hope to people and just reminding them that you've always got community around you. There's so much love around you, and that never give up hope, and nothing lasts forever. There's just better things are just over the other side.
Hi, I'm Brenda. I'm 73 and I'm an out and proud trans woman. I've loved being part of this project. Acts of kindness from all of us to each other is just such an important part of our day-to-day living and supporting others. The Gen K project is another great one from Catherine, and it's important that our community, our queer community, does as much for each other, be available for each other as we all can possibly do. We need to encourage people to ask for help. We need to make sure there's enough of us providing help from time to time and sharing our love.
Hi, I'm Peggy. I'm 61 and I am a out and proud member of the queer community. I'm really excited to be part of Gen K and to work together and raise consciousness on us being there for each other.
Hello, my name's Catherine Barrett and I'm the Director of Celebrate Aging. I'm really proud to be here as a queer woman and also as the coordinator of Gen K Queer, which is a project bringing together queer Victorians to raise awareness of the importance of supporting each other and giving each other the support that we so often need. What a beautiful group of people we work with today. So proud of you all and this community, and your messages of hope, I really feel strongly, will help people who are doing it tough. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart.